challenge them by getting to know people as individuals rather than assuming things based on group characteristics. How about you? Do you find yourself noticing stereotypes in your own thinking?
Yes, definitely. I have I'm pretty sure I have. It's like I should, actually, I saw it's really just like a Western people, so they're all of them they're really openly, but actually it's not. They also have some people that are introvert person and extrovert person as well. So it's kind of stereotype. And I think I'm pretty sure they also thinking the way they thinking like us, like Chinese, like what the Eastern people they're more closely they're not openly. No, actually it's not.
It's great that you're recognizing those stereotypes and questioning them. People are individuals, and there's a lot of diversity in how people think and behave, regardless of where they're from. It's always a good idea to get to know people as individuals rather than relying on generalizations. It helps build a more accurate and richer understanding of the world.
Okay, so I just read the lyrics. Could you just add some tune for me?
Sure, I can help with that. What's the title of the song?
To the life, everything all in the box. To the life, that's the lyrics I read. Could you just add some tunes?
Further.
Okay, anyways, let's go back to the stereotype. Okay. Definition of stereotype. And a stereotype is when we make a generalization about the behaviors of the group line, and then assume that a member of that group will show that your behavior. A stereotype is a way of interpreting, right? I don't know how to pronounce this word.
Pronounced interpreting, with the stress on the second syllable. Interpreting.
Okay,
This means
interpreting.
explaining or understanding the meaning of something.
Okay, so a stereotype. Okay. A stereotype is a way of interpreting the world around us and can be considered a cognitive schema. As such, applied to the social world, they support communities' perception of the outgroup of the other. Oh, forgot the perception again. Oh, perception is in my opinion, just a penny. Perception means penny, right?
Not exactly. Perception refers to the way we interpret or understand the world around us. It's more about our viewpoint or interpretation rather than just an opinion. So, when we talk about a stereotype affecting perception, we're talking about how these generalizations shape our understanding of others.
Okay, so a belief option and often held by many people and based on how things see. We had to change the public's perception that money is being wasted, right? I mean, I had to tell my boss, I had to change my boss's perception that about our corporate is going the wrong direction.
That's right. Perception is how something is viewed or understood by people. So, if you need to change your boss's perception, you're trying to influence how they see or understand the situation to align with your perspective. It's all about shaping beliefs or opinions.
Okay, here's my example, around just happened on my situation. Okay, in my company, we are all part of a big team, but there are informal groups that form naturally. Colleagues with similar interests or friendships often often have lunch together, creating these in groups. While we are not officially divided, these groups influence how we interact with the large team dynamic.
That makes a lot of sense. Even if they're not officially divided, those informal groups can really shape the team dynamic. It's interesting how people with similar interests naturally gravitate towards each other.
Yeah, that's cool.
You
Okay, let's go ahead. And okay, go back to the definition of stereotype. Okay, there are many series explaining how stereotypes are formed. One theory is social identity theory, Tashifel, 1970. It claims that we from our stereotypes when we compare our in group and in group to an out group. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, those okay. So challenging social identify. It's a challenging social identify. Okay, I forgot the words. Okay, so another theory that's challenging states that stereotyping is a cognitive bias known as illusory collaboration. This conception is attributed to social cognitive theory, Bandura, 1969. Okay, so I'm done.
No worries, Jerry. You did a great job tackling those complex theories. They can be a lot to digest, but understanding them helps us see how stereotypes form and influence our perceptions. If you have any more questions or need clarification, just let me know.
Yeah, it's kind of like that is a cognitive bias. I think cognitive bias is stereotype was a different. It's kind of like the same, similar, right?
Yes, they're related concepts. A cognitive bias is a systematic pattern of deviation from rationality and judgment, where people create their own subjective reality based on their perceptions. Stereotyping is a type of cognitive bias, where we form oversimplified and generalized beliefs about a group of people. Both involve shortcuts in thinking that can lead to errors in judgment.
Okay, so here's an example around me again. Okay, like my aunt's relatives, like my aunts, often display a cognitive bias when it comes to young girls wearing makeup. So they tend to assume that if a girl wears makeup, they are not good girls, which is totally unfair.
That's a good example. It shows how cognitive biases can lead to unfair assumptions. Assuming someone's character based on their appearance, like makeup, is a stereotype and a form of cognitive bias. It's a reminder to look beyond initial impressions and not judge people solely on surface level attributes.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, what is the illusory coloration? When we see coloration, did I pronounce it correct?
It's pronounced correlación.
No, 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 no. It's I'll spell it to you. Correlation.
Got it. That word is pronounced correlation, with the emphasis on the third syllable, correlation. An illusory correlation is when we mistakenly believe there's a relationship between two things, usually because they stand out together in our minds, even if they're not actually related. It's a type of cognitive bias.
Yeah, it's a type of cognitive bias. Yeah, it is. So when we see like when we what is illusory coloration, right? When we see a correlation between group and behavior, two unrelated variables, right? It's variables. Did I pronounce correct?
Yes, that's right. Variables is pronounced variables. So, an illusory correlation happens while we see a connection between a group and a behavior, or between two variables that aren't actually related.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like a simple example in the coloration. Illusory coloration is when someone thinks that all people who wear glasses are smart. The belief that might come from seeing a few intelligent people who happen to wear glasses, but it doesn't mean everyone with glasses is smart. Our brains make a connection between glasses and intelligence, even if there's no real link.
That's right. Our brains try to find patterns even when there's no real link, leading to an illusory correlation. It's a good reminder to question our assumptions and look for actual evidence before drawing conclusions.
Okay, let's go ahead. Explaining stereotype. Okay, so illusory coloration. Okay, okay,
You're
you
doing
just
great.
okay. So an error of our association, the incorrect conclusion that the two events that occur at the same time are related. It is a human tendency. It is a human tendency to see a relationship between unrelated variables like a gender and driving, like a gender and the driving ability, or intensities and intelligence. Unusual events are these things. Okay, we can talk it tomorrow maybe. Just I got to go to my office. Bye bye.